A viral theory claiming Princess Diana secretly had a daughter has exploded online, and the royal family is reeling. With millions watching, facial comparisons, mysterious documents, and timeline gaps fuel speculation. The palace's refusal to comment has only intensified the storm. Silence isn't helping. It's inflaming curiosity. Internet erupts. Secret child of Diana. Theory goes viral. Royals caught off guard. Over the past week, the internet has been consumed by a rapidly spreading conspiracy theory claiming Princess Diana had a secret child. A rumor that royal experts say has no factual basis, yet continues to gain traction across social platforms. What began as a speculative Reddit post quickly snowballed into YouTube videos, TikTok breakdowns, and AI-generated imagery that blurred curiosity with misinformation. The theory centers on claims that medical procedures involving Diana in the early 1980s were misused, an allegation medical historians have repeatedly dismissed as implausible and unsupported. Despite this, the story gained momentum through emotionally charged storytelling, selective timelines, and visual comparisons designed to provoke belief rather than verify truth. Buckingham Palace has made no public comment, a silence insiders describe as deliberate. Royal aides reportedly assessed the trend early, flagging it as digital misinformation rather than a credible threat, but acknowledged concern over its emotional pull. The rapid spread underscores a modern challenge facing the monarchy. Viral myths can move faster than facts, and silence, once a shield, now risks allowing fiction to solidify in public memory. 2. Who is Sarah? The online figure at the center of the claim. At the center of the speculation is a woman identified online only as Sarah, alleged by conspiracy forums to be a hidden child of Princess Diana. According to unverified posts, she was supposedly born in the early 1980s and raised outside the royal spotlight, claims that no journalist or authority has substantiated. Supporters of the theory point to anonymous letters, alleged DNA summaries, and facial comparisons, none of which have been authenticated. Geneticists consulted by mainstream media have stressed that documents circulating online can be easily fabricated, and no credible DNA evidence has been presented for independent review. Despite the attention, the woman herself has not appeared publicly, given interviews, or submitted documentation through recognized legal or media channels. That absence has only fueled speculation, creating a vacuum filled by amateur analysis and emotionally driven narratives. Journalists tracking the story note a familiar pattern: mystery amplified by anonymity, reinforced by selective evidence and viral repetition. Experts emphasize that without verifiable records, medical confirmation, or legal acknowledgement, the claims remain internet folklore, not historical revelation. 3. Palace response: strategic silence, not panic. Contrary to online speculation, palace sources insist there is no internal crisis, only cautious monitoring. Buckingham Palace has opted for strategic silence, a long-standing approach when confronting baseless rumors that thrive on attention. Senior aides reportedly briefed King Charles and Prince William early, concluding that a formal denial could unintentionally legitimize the claim. One royal insider explained, "You don't elevate fiction by debating it. You let it exhaust itself." Behind closed doors, communications teams are said to be tracking the spread, flagging harmful content, and preparing countermeasures only if the theory crosses into defamation or commercial exploitation. The mood inside the palace, according to sources, is irritation rather than fear. Frustration that Diana's memory continues to be repackaged into sensational myths decades after her death. Silence, in this case, is not confusion. It is containment. 4. William's private distress. Diana's legacy under attack. Sources close to Prince William say the theory has struck a deeply personal nerve, not because of credibility, but because of what it does to his mother's legacy. William reportedly views the narrative as a distortion of Diana's life, exploiting public affection to manufacture intrigue. One source described his reaction as anguish mixed with anger, particularly over how online creators frame speculation as hidden truth. There are reports that William requested a private internal review tracing the origins of the rumor, not to validate it, but to understand how and where it gained traction. His concern, aides say, is not institutional embarrassment, but memory erosion. That Diana's real story, her work, compassion, and humanity, risks being overshadowed by viral fiction. To William, this isn't gossip. It's a reminder that in the digital age, truth no longer wins by default. 5. Royal experts push back. This theory is medically and historically impossible. Royal historians and medical experts have been unequivocal. The theory does not hold up. Veteran historian Hugo Vickers labeled it offensive fiction masquerading as mystery, while biographer Sally Bedell Smith stated plainly that no such medical procedures were performed on Diana. The timeline and science do not align. IVF specialists consulted by British media have emphasized that the technology cited in the theory did not exist in the form claimed, and that royal medical protocols would have made such secrecy impossible. Experts warn that repetition creates belief, even when facts contradict it, and that silence, while strategic, carries risk in the misinformation age. As one analyst put it, this isn't about truth anymore, it's about how easily myth replaces memory when emotion outweighs evidence. Online momentum escalates. Reddit, TikTok, and YouTube become ground zero. Despite expert rebuttals, the theory refuses to die. In fact, it's growing. TikTok videos under hashtags like #Diana Secret Child have racked up over 20 million views, with creators stitching side-by-side photos of Sarah and Princess Diana, morphing faces with AI filters and dramatic music. Reddit threads have turned into full-blown digital investigations, with users posting timelines, anomalies in Diana's medical history, and speculated cover-ups. YouTube channels, some with hundreds of thousands of subscribers, are uploading documentaries, blending archival footage with fabricated interviews, and presenting speculation as evidence. Many disclaimers are buried or absent. Misinformation experts warn that the format is part of the problem. These platforms reward attention, not accuracy. The more outrageous the claim, the faster it spreads, regardless of truth. The monarchy, once able to control the narrative through tradition and discretion, is now watching its legacy debated by anonymous users in real time. And it's not just the theory that's trending, it's the idea that the firm can't stop it. 7. Charles's reputation under pressure, old wounds resurface. While the theory centers on Diana, King Charles is feeling the weight. Social media discourse has resurrected old narratives, from his strained relationship with Diana to historical criticisms of emotional coldness and media manipulation. Many online users are asking, if this were true, wouldn't Charles have known? Though entirely speculative, the association is sticky. Once online commentary connects a figure to a theory, reputation damage becomes collateral, even without proof. Royal commentators say this is one of the most embarrassing digital crises of Charles's reign, not because of the claim's credibility, but because it revives the era he's worked hardest to distance from. Some users have even linked this theory to broader royal conspiracies, including whispers about Diana's death, a dark, dangerous narrative territory the palace had long hoped to leave behind. The concern now? This isn't just a TikTok trend. It's a shadow, and it's following Charles into the modern era. 8. Legal options on the table, but they come with risk. Behind the scenes, the palace's legal team is watching closely. There have been internal discussions about issuing cease and desist letters to prominent YouTubers and tabloid outlets fanning the flames, especially those monetizing the theory for profit. But royal media advisors are split. Some believe a strong legal response could deter further spread. Others warn it would backfire, turning the story into a global headline. Palace sues over Diana's secret daughter claim. That would give the theory more oxygen than it ever had before. Historically, the Crown has used legal measures sparingly, most famously in 2012 over unauthorized topless photos of Catherine. In that case, the suit succeeded, but came with massive global exposure. With this theory, the legal threshold is even higher. No direct defamation, no proven fraud, no named royal involvement. Just whispers and algorithms. For now, the legal stance remains: watch, but don't strike. Yet. 9. Public reaction splits. Sympathy for Diana, distrust toward the monarchy. What's most alarming for the palace isn't the claim. It's the public willingness to believe it. Comment sections are flooded with phrases like, "I wouldn't be surprised." "The firm always hides things." "Diana deserved better." "Maybe she prepared a backup." For many, the emotional symbolism outweighs factual analysis. Diana remains a mythic figure, and her being silenced or manipulated, even posthumously, fits the narrative of a woman trapped in an institution. Younger generations, particularly those raised on documentaries, dramatizations, and royal controversy, see the monarchy not as sacred, but as suspect. And that cultural shift is what makes this theory so potent. In public perception, the palace has secrets, and that opens the door to believing any of them might be true. Now, what comes next? A credibility test for the crown. As the theory simmers, the palace faces a crucial crossroads: remain silent and hope the storm dies, or confront it head-on and risk making it bigger. If Sarah steps into the spotlight, whether through a media leak or self-disclosure, the situation becomes unavoidable. Rumors are already circulating that a major streaming platform is considering a docuseries, and producers have begun quiet outreach to sources. Royal aides are bracing for impact. Internally, a strategy team is said to be building a containment framework, a blend of media deflection, digital monitoring, and, if needed, behind-the-scenes legal action. But the damage may already be done. The theory may be baseless, but it reveals a new reality. Royal control over the narrative is fading. And in the vacuum left behind, fiction is writing itself. As one longtime royal biographer concluded, whenever Diana's ghost is raised, the crown loses control every time, and this time, the silence feels deafening. As the theory spreads unchecked, one truth remains: silence from the palace may speak louder than any denial ever could.